If you know why I'm holding this cheese grater today, then you've been paying attention to the internet this week. What's going on, guys? My name's David Tomich and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Apple's latest and greatest release. The thing that looks exactly like a cheese grater. That's right, we're talking about Apple's Mac Pro, the 2019 edition with ridiculous specs and a ridiculous price point. Now, the reason that you're seeing this video a week after the keynote speech is because I wanted to take all the information that's come out onto the internet and compile it into one single video for you guys to make it easy to understand what this new product is all about. And no, before anybody asks, this video is not sponsored by Apple. Just take a look at the number of subs and the views this video gets, and you'll know for a fact that nobody's sponsoring this video. Well, I guess maybe I'm sponsoring the video. I do own a company called Y Watches, and if you want to check it out, it's the first link in the bio, and it's all about architecturally designed timepieces. Alright, so let's talk about some of the specs in this great machine. You can get anywhere from 8 cores all the way up to 28 cores in this machine. But what's more impressive is the fact that you have 12 DIMM slots to fill up to 1.5 terabytes of RAM. Now, it's very hard to comprehend how fast and how much 1.5 terabytes of RAM is in a machine. The computer you see behind me has been custom built for video editing and architecture design work. Right now, inside the tower, there's only 64 gigabytes of RAM inside. 64 gigabytes versus 1.5 terabytes, that's like going back to the old USB sticks that only had 32 megabytes of storage inside them. This is a crazy leap from what we have now to what we will need in the future. And it's really future-proofing and allowing everybody to slot new cards in when they need them as technology advances in this exponential rate that it already is going. The base model comes with one AMD Radeon Pro 580X GPU inside, and it can be expandable anywhere up to 4 AMD chips. The storage itself also goes up to 4 terabytes. 4 terabytes isn't so impressive anymore considering that the new MacBook Pros come with a 4 terabyte option as well. So 4 terabytes on a very expensive machine, potentially not enough, but for the time being, it is perfect. And obviously to power so much performance inside a single machine, you need a lot of power coming from the power source. As standard, it comes with 1400 watts of power, directly supplying everything that you need inside the machine, now or for the future. Alright, so let's talk about the actual size of the machine. If you're familiar with computer towers, then it's very simple to explain. It's only about a mid-sized tower. If you're not familiar with a computer tower, well, it's maybe about that big. That's the best I can do for you. At the top, you're going to see 2 metal arches which are basically designed for handles to let you move the tower around. A third handle has also been carefully created inside the top of the shell, which you pull, twist, and lift to allow you to take off that whole shell and access all the components inside. On the top of the case, there's 2 Thunderbolt ports and the on button. Personally, I would have liked to see some USB ports up the top here as well, because if you're selling this to a professional, everything is going from USB to USB-C, and the professionals in the industry aren't just specifically using Apple products. They're using everything from Canon to Microsoft to Nikon to Red cameras and everything in between. Now, obviously with this much stuff and this much performance inside a single tower, it's going to need a lot of fans to cool it down. On the front of the case, there's 3 fans, and on the back, there's a single fan, ensuring that a constant airflow is going throughout the entire tower the whole time. Okay, so we haven't talked about the price yet, and that's because it is ridiculously expensive. If you're living in Australia, it's come out at $8,500 for the base model. That's not talking top of the range CPUs, that's not talking 28 cores, that's talking the bottom of the barrel. And the worst thing is, if you're running a machine like this, you're probably going to need a premium screen to go with it. Luckily, Apple released a premium screen to go with it on the day, but that's going to cost you another $7,000. So in total, you're looking at anywhere between $14,500 all the way up to $20,000 and over. Apple hasn't actually said how much their top of the range Mac Pro is going to cost, but everybody is speculating that it will be near the value of a small car. There has been a lot of banter and memes on the internet this week about the Mac screen, and that's because the screen itself doesn't actually come with a stand. The stand is sold separately for an extra 1,000 American dollars. So there we're talking another 1,600 Australian dollars. So if you want to take this computer home, set it up and have it on your desk with a stand, you're looking at over $15,000 for the base model. Now if you look who these Now, if you actually take a minute to look and understand who this product is marketed at, it's industry professionals who are out there spending hundreds of thousands of dollars almost every single year to make sure they can produce the best quality of work. It's the guys out there in Hollywood creating movies. It's the guys and girls out there in Hollywood creating the most epic cinematic Hollywood movies that you've ever seen, making sure their colors are pristine and perfect, and making sure their workflow is incredibly clean. If you've ever exported a video today in 2019, chances are you've sat there, clicked render, and waited about 2 hours for a half an hour video to export. Imagine what would happen if you needed to export a 2-3 hour long 8K full res raw file. You'd be sitting there for days and weeks on end. That's why these guys need high-end towers and performance, and also color perfect screens. In the keynote, Apple actually did compare this screen to 35 and 45,000 US dollar screens, which means a 7,000 Australian dollar screen versus a 50,000-60,000 Australian dollar screen. Well, in my personal opinion, it's an obvious choice there which one you'd go for.